Hollywood is all about looking good and always being the star of the show. To that end, we often expect that celebrities will either find other attractive celebrities, or at least other attractive people, to be in relationships with, partially due to the pressure of the cameras and partly due to the fact that they may as well use their fame to be in a relationship with someone really attractive. However, these celebrities realize that what is inside is more important than what someone looks like. SALMA, HAYEK and FRANÇOIS-HENRI PINAULT. There's no denying that there is money at play for this couple. SALMA is a beautiful woman and FRANÇOIS-HENRI is a fat, balding old man. He even had an affair with another woman and got her pregnant at the same time that SALMA was pregnant with their child. Despite this, SALMA remained with him, because apparently there are a lot of things you can buy with $1 billion. Beyoncé and Jay-Z. Beyoncé and Jay-Z are essentially the poster children for this sort of mismatched relationship. Beyoncé is considered to be one of the most attractive women in the world, and Jay-Z is far from what most people would consider attractive. But Jay-Z did have money and fame to offer, not that Beyoncé was in need of either, and the pair seem to have had a decent relationship. At least until Beyoncé's latest album, Hugh Jackman and DEBORRA-LEE FURNESS. While this may be a story of true love that is absolutely adorable, there has to be at least one sexy guy on this list. Hugh Jackman, who is about the sexiest guy in Hollywood, is matched with DEBORRA-LEE, who is just a bit average. She typically looks like she doesn't want to be there, and her hair just never looks right. But one thing's for sure, they are very happy together. Mary-Kate Olsen and Olivier Sarkozy. Mary-Kate Olsen and Olivier Sarkozy have a 17-year age gap, which probably is largely responsible for why one looks so much more attractive than the other. No one really thought the relationship would last, but the couple was always very happy together. So happy that they eventually tied the knot in a relatively private ceremony in 2015. Pierce Brosnan and KEELY Smith. Pierce Brosnan is sexy personified. There are few men who can compete on his level. Which is why there are times when it seems that his wife KEELY Smith seems mismatched on his arm. They have been together for 15 years, and her weight has gone up and down throughout their marriage, though sometimes it has been due to pregnancy. Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton. This relationship might be hard to understand on the surface, but apparently the sex was great. These two were together before Brangelina became a thing, and they were so involved with each other that Angelina may have offered a little too much information. She once admitted on camera that she and Billy Bob had had sex in the back of the limo on the way to the Oscars. Aaron Johnson and Sam Taylor Wood. Aaron Johnson and Sam Taylor Wood, Johnson, just look more like mother and son than husband and wife. It is just not clear what draws the two together, but it just feels weird. Sam Taylor Wood looks more like she is posing for her mugshot than being happy to be anywhere. Aaron Johnson is an action star and could have his pick of beautiful women, but he chose her. She must be pretty great. PAULINA PORIZKOVA and OCASEK. PAULINA PORIZKOVA was a gorgeous model when she tied the knot with OCASEK. Seriously, they are now a couple that looks completely strange when they are together. She looks stunning as always, and he looks like he died a few months ago and has started to decay, although considering his age and lifestyle, he has aged pretty well. Evan Rachel Wood and Marilyn Manson. This was a seriously odd relationship while it lasted. The couple dated for a while when she was just 19 and he was 36. She stated that she thought she was in love, which is probably why the couple got engaged. Evan Rachel Wood eventually came to her senses and ended the relationship while remaining on good terms with Manson. Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett. Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett were married for 2 years in a relationship that was incredibly awkward for everyone else. Julia Roberts is a beautiful woman who was married to someone who looked like he is perpetually plotting someone's downfall. She always seems happy in pictures, but it was good for everyone else when they broke up, because they no longer had to pay attention to him. Isla Fisher and Sacha Baron Cohen. Isla Fisher must have that brand of humor that finds the comic stylings of Sacha Baron Cohen funny. After all, this beautiful woman could certainly have her pick of most men in Hollywood. Sacha Baron Cohen is far from an attractive man and his comedy only appeals to select people. Even if we had forgiven him for Bruno, he doesn't deserve Isla. BETH OSTROSKY Stern and Howard Stern. While Howard might be the more famous one in the relationship, BETH is by far the more attractive one. She is a model and actress. She was even listed as one of FHM's 100 Sexiest Women of the Year 3 years in a row in 2002, 2003 and 2004, then once more in 2007. She is also a children's author and animal activist. Felicity Huffman and William H. Macy. Felicity Huffman and William H. Macy may seem like an odd couple, mostly because he constantly looks like he is a homeless person. Odd as they may be, they have been married since 1997, after dating for 15 years, and seem like one of the few couples in Hollywood that actually make it last. Which is good for Huffman, who had an extreme fear of marriage, but he finally wore her down. Malin Ackerman and Robert Zencone. Malin Ackerman and Roberto Zencone started their relationship by being in a band together. Roberto continued to be a musician, while Malin Ackerman moved on to a promising acting career. She was beautiful and successful, he was much less so. Apparently, Malin Ackerman eventually realized that she was better off without him, and they divorced in 2013. Clive Owen and Sarah Jane Fenton. Clive Owen is pretty boy and has plenty of charm oozing from his smile. Therefore, it is a bit surprising that he is with a plain Jane like Sarah Jane Fenton. She is pretty enough, but she always has some resting bitch face going on, and it's not the most attractive feature. The couple has been together for over 20 years now, so it must be working. Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard. This one might be a little unfair, because Dax isn't terribly unattractive. He's just a bit scruffy, and that gets paired with his somewhat goofy looks and persona. He's not bad, but he's not getting the role of Prince Charming anytime soon. Kristen Bell, on the other hand, is beautiful and perhaps one of the cutest women in Hollywood. Christina Hendricks and Jeffrey Arend. Christina Hendricks is the beautiful woman of Men, and she's paired up with the somewhat awkward-looking Jeffrey Arend. Money and power did not even play a factor in this relationship, because Christina Hendricks admitted to pursuing him. Apparently it was all about the ability to make her laugh and make her happy. The couple has been happily married for over 6 years now. Tina Fey and Jeff Richmond. This one is a bit of an uneven relationship, and not just because of the height difference. Tina Fey is not only a pretty woman, but she is also the funny one in the relationship. What does that say about how Jeff Richmond was able to win her over? Seriously, he's with a comedian and he always looks like he's debating whether or not to nuke Russia. Elizabeth Banks and Max Handelman. Elizabeth Banks is beyond gorgeous, and she is one classy lady. Max Handelman, on the other hand, is not going to be landing any modeling gigs anytime soon. This couple took 11 years of dating to finally tie the knot. Guess they both wanted to be absolutely sure that they were picking the right person. The couple has now been married for 13 years.